Today we have two big Warhammer 40k video game announcements that have me hyped, plus the Pokemon company is trying to move in on a little bit of that Hasbro heat. All this and more in this week's Hobby News. I'm Angela, you're watching Hobby Night, now let's dive into it. Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast aren't the only people making collectible card game fans upset this week. We have some news from the Pokemon company and they're trying to grab on to some of that heat. Now, for those of you that are not aware, when you buy a Pokemon trading card booster pack in the real world, at the end of it, you get a card on it that has a QR code, which you can use on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online website, or the one that they're having everybody migrate to very soon, which is the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live website. Now, something has been noticed as people have started to migrate to the live site rather than the online site, and that is the number of cards you're getting when you scan these QR codes. It's been significantly reduced. In fact, it's been cut in half. Previously, you used to get 10 cards, which consisted primarily of commons and uncommons, but also included some rares, and now you're only getting 5 cards, which is a really big deal for Pokemon fans because they used to use those extra uncommons and commons in order to get other cards that they wanted in the game. They could convert them into a premium currency they could then use to get any Pokemon card in the game. Well, this is going to be a lot harder when you're getting a lot less commons and uncommons. Another drawback of this new system as people are migrating over to the new website is the fact that you have to open the cards immediately. You can no longer save your packs and do a big opening when you've collected a whole bunch of them. Instead, you've got to just open them right on the spot, and there's no flair or flavor to this anymore, which I know some people may not be so upset about because when you open a bunch of card packs and you've got the bedazzle of every single one of them over and over and over again, that can get tiresome. But the fact that you can't actually save those packs to open whenever you want is a bit strange. One of the other big changes that has happened as people are migrating over to the Pokemon Trading Card Game Live site is the fact that you can't actually trade with other players anymore, which absolutely blows my mind because you sit there and you're like, the Pokemon, you literally called Pokemon TCG. The T stands for trading. What are you doing? This is very interesting news and fans are not excited, and I for one am not either. I'm glad I don't actually play the online Pokemon game because if this was what I was getting into as I was moving over to this new system, I just would not be happy. And I'd love to know what your thoughts are down below. Moving into the realm of video games, we had an announcement from Fatshark this week that has me so excited because the progression that you may be making on your characters in the beta for Warhammer Darktide is actually going to transfer over to the main game when it launches on November 30th. And I, for one, am so pleased to hear that because I have been working on 2 different characters. You may see them as I am playing and when I live stream with the Chaos Cultist, and I've been really enjoying how I've been building these characters, and I don't really want to lose that progression. So the fact that we're actually getting to keep it is amazing. Thank you so much, Fatshark.
As the bloom rises, our faith is our shield. To you, the chapter calls. Rise, my brother! Only in death does duty end.
Sticking with some video game news, let's now talk about the announcement from Frontier Games when it comes to Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, because they're getting their first official DLC, and it is called Duty Eternal, and as you might guess from that name, it's focusing on a Venerable Dreadnought. That's right, you're getting a Venerable Dreadnought added to the game, which can go on with you with specific Technophage Outbreak missions, which are the toughest of the missions, and you're going to be able to entomb some of your Grey Knights into the Dreadnought when they fall on the battle to make sure that they truly can serve the Emperor eternally. This is really, really exciting, but that's not the only thing being added to the game with this DLC. Additionally, there's going to be a new Tech Priest class, which is going to be available at any of the missions, and one of the benefits to it is not only does it summon and command combat servitors that will run around the board with you, but if you are running it with your Dreadnought during those special missions, then it can also heal that Dreadnought and keep them alive longer, so again, they can serve you and the Emperor eternally. Now, we have these two very exciting classes and some new things coming in, but we also have a new and second frigate that you can unlock by saving it from a Nurgle curse, and then once you have it, you can man it like any other frigate and you can send it off to take care of the bloom in your stead so that you're not having to manage it specifically. I actually really like this addition to the game. I think it's going to be help manage the map a lot better, which I'm very, very excited for, and you can expect to see me playing some Chaos Gate on the channel in December when the DLC becomes live on December 6th. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in and let you know that I've recently started live streaming. So if you never want to miss those, or if you've been enjoying the content you're watching today, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Now, let's go ahead and jump back to the video.
New doorways, new paths, new possibilities.
The fourth Emperor's Tarot, the Silver Key, because I swear every one of their trailers starts with so I had to follow suit. Now, we talked a little bit last week about how I assumed that because they're having everything happen on a Space Hulk, that this is going to give Games Workshop the opportunity to bring in whatever they want into the game, and I think the Silver Key trailer has pretty much confirmed that. I really wish GW would get on my level and not be so behind, but regardless, I am actually tentatively very excited about this and tentatively not so thrilled about this, because I have one main worry by the fact that they're basically giving themselves free reign to pull whatever they want off this Space Hulk, especially now with this trailer. Does that mean that they're going to end up ruining 10th edition by having bloat immediately and just throwing too many cool things and not really making anything feel special anymore? Or do you think Games Workshop is going to handle it well, only bring a couple of things off the Space Hulk and introduce them slowly so that we don't feel like everything is overwhelmed and everybody is getting the exact same weaponry with just some slight name changes across the board? Let me know what you think down below. I'm very curious to know. We've got another new trailer from the Heroes in Might and Magic 3 board game. Woo! This time it is focusing on the Battlefield expansion box, which is bringing hex-based combat back to the board, and I, for one, really like the look of this. Again, I already mentioned it previously, but the Chaos Cultist and I are both very excited about this. The game looks amazing. If you like deck building, adventure city building with some hex-based combat in it, that game sounds like it might fit you, then I think this might be the perfect game for you. It is only going to have about 24 hours left at the release of this video for you to get your hands on a pledge through the Kickstarter, so I'd highly recommend going checking it out before it's too late. Speaking of Kickstarters that are ending soon, if you have not already checked out the Elden Ring, the board game Kickstarter from Steamforged Games, I would also highly recommend that. It's got some fantastically gorgeous miniatures. I, for one, am a big fan of Steamforged miniatures in general, and this one looks especially astounding because I just really like the Elden Ring setting. I think the characters are really cool. I think the vibe of it is amazing. And if that seems like something that you would like, you have 4 days left to the Kickstarter before it runs out. All right, that has been it for hobby news. We got to look at some board games that are ending soon. We got some video game news. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts on the discussion around Pokemon and Wizards of the Coast. Now, before I head out, I do want to remind you that you can catch me every Tuesday live streaming where I'm painting up some miniatures. This week, we're going to be painting up some miniatures for my mini factory, and I'm very, very excited about it. Plus, on Saturdays, I live stream some video game content, which is where you can expect to see some Chaos Gate coverage in the future. Now, before I head out, I do want to give a huge thank you to my patrons for making it so content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we would not be doing this, so thank you very, very much. I have been Angela, and I hope you have a wonderful hobby night.